Hello, hello, hello. Welcome this evening to another edition of Broadcast.gg Scrim Nights. My name is Shy Guy. I will be bringing you a lot of the action here this evening with my co-caster Moo. Moo, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing great. Thank you for asking. We're going to get to see some great games tonight between Team Illusion and Team NeoTitan Gaming. So, expecting a lot out of them. Uh, Both organizations have been up for quite a while, in fact, and we'll get to talk about that a bit later. But I mean, it's just such a rush to watch some Overwatch again. It's summer, feeling good, good games.
Yeah, good vibes all around, and I definitely think we've got quite a show to put on for you people out there watching this evening. Of course, as always, we've got someone who's bringing you all the action, doing everything behind the scenes, doing all the real work. And for us tonight, that is going to be our lovely producer Moirai. So shouts out to her. Big thanks to making us all look as good as possible here this evening. But why don't we go ahead and get into our two teams that we're going to have clashing here tonight? Why don't you start us off with a little bit of information about IlluZion?
Well, first of all, Illusion is led by Strafology, who is one of the two support players for this composition. She is in fact a Zenyatta main or prefers that character, and honestly, her name is quite cool. I can respect that. I have feelings towards it. I love strafing, coming from TF2. But regardless, we're gonna have Jerry on the Reinhardt main tank, gonna be there for the team. Party Boy, Hanzo main, DPS, gonna bring in the Storm with his arrows. Red X on the Zarya, most likely off tank player. Cinnamon Bot on as a flex player, especially on the support role, and Zumba Roomba on the Widowmaker or Hitscan DPS.
Yeah, that is quite a lineup. It looks like our other team this evening, NeoTitan Gaming, is definitely going to have their hands full trying to deal with Illusion. But just to get into a little bit of background about our challengers here tonight, they are going to be led by the appropriately named Captain Wrecked. And that I think this team is going to be very interesting just because from some of the information they have given us, there are going to be some very unorthodox hero picks coming out from NeoTitan. Captain Wreck prefers to play the Reaper. That's not something we've seen a whole lot of in the current or even the most recent past metas. But he's going to be joined in the DPS slot by Carthage, a Pharah player for a good portion of it. So that's definitely something to keep an eye out for with their unorthodox DPS picks, especially. But the tank line for NeoTitan Gaming is going to be composed of Hisuya on the off tank and ETB, playing those main shield takes, playing the Reinhardt primarily in the current meta. And they, of course, will be backed up by their support duo of WizKid and Silent Siren. Now, WizKid, once again, playing something a little bit off meta a lot of the time, wants to play that Ana as much as possible. But we'll see exactly how much of that is available as we move into our first map of the evening. It is going to be Ilios, and we are starting things off on the Lighthouse.
Yes, indeed. And I can't wait to get some of this Lighthouse. You mentioned, in fact, that Carthage was a preferred far as a character. And we're going to get to see a lot of Pharah on Ilios. She's quite good, especially on, Lighthouse. Such an open map where, I mean, there are some buildings that enable Pharah to just, hide around and keep shooting her rockets. Anyways, Pharmacy's great. This map is great.
Yeah, and I mean, this map has always been a playground for Pharah to take to the skies to really have free reign to really make her presence felt, and I definitely think we're gonna get the opportunity to see a little bit of that here in our first map. For the time being, it looks like Party Boy is gonna be taking up that role for Illusion. He definitely plays a very adequate Farah, but we'll see if he can stack up against Carthage when he's able to be on his favorite hero.
In fact, we're gonna have the mixed match here of the tank lines, the dive line coming out from Team IlluZion compared to the much more rigid Zarya Reinhardt. That's gonna be a clash.
Yeah, and IlluZion wants to play a little bit more of that divey, aggressive style, play with the space that this point gives you. Whereas it looks like NeoTitan are going to be trying to just brawl it out, but it's not going very well for them so far.
And already it's gonna be ETB with the rest of his team. I mean, this fight is already over before we can start commentating on it. IlluZion just take out every member of NeoTitan. Sorry about that. Had a small blank memory. But anyways, rockets are already flying. What can you tell me about that upcoming challenge they need to retake?
Yeah, and now that it gets a lot more difficult with the composition they're running. Carthage is going to have a hard time finding the angles on the Farah now that IlluZion is entirely set up, has the high ground available to them. But we'll see how this plays out as the fight moves back towards the NeoTitan spawn.
Well, I mean, you can just see that it was all about Jerry right there diving Zenyatta, but WizKid was getting pocketed by his support buddy, Silent Siren. That enabled him to stay alive, and you can just see the fall, just, you know, the follow-up, the momentum. It just turned out, yeah, as you see, ultimates are being built right now. Farah able to just get the rocket barrage going on. Party Boy taking a couple of people with him, but it's still a 2v2 onto the point. Suya is finally going to go down. Captain Rex is the only member of Team NeoTitan there trying to contest, and it's over before you can see that it is.
Yeah, and you know that was a very back and forth engagement. Both teams kind of losing out on key members throughout the fight, but the deciding factor there was just the fact that IlluZion were able to get back to the point much more quickly with their reinforcements. They've got those dive tanks with a lot of mobility, a lot of ability to cover the ground, as well as the speed boost from Strafology on the Lucio, and that was enough to allow them to keep hold of the point.
Here goes Jerry going in. The Dogma Spear comes in with the combined rocket barrage from Carthage. The Farah main looking to get some revenge onto Party Boy, who already used his to way less efficiency, and that's just gonna be it. The dive coming up from Jerry, even though it was a great effort, he did not have the time to pop that Primal Rage.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that was probably a good decision. They've already built up to 99% on the side of IlluZion, so now they've just got to take one key fight to reclaim the point, to grab the first stage of Ilios. But now they are working against a composition with a lot of ultimates online right now, with a lot of ability to hold down this point aggressively. So we'll see if they're able to make a good approach onto this point without losing any members of the progress.
Jerry already trying to push Silent Siren off point, but the Valkyrie's gonna be used to keep everybody up. WizKid does, however, get booped by Strafology, and it's just the collapse. The dive squad going in chaotically. Self-destruct is there to zone the point, but at the end of the day, when there's no one left to contest, it is gonna be a cap.
Yeah, and now ETB trying to make his way back onto the point to stall the overtime, just not quite going to be able to make it. Strafology going to boof him out of the way once again. And, you know, Strafology definitely proved her worth there in that last fight. She comes in with two crucial boops, first onto the main tank of ETB, knocking him off the side of the map when that Earth Shatter was up. That was one of the big ultimates that NeoTitan were going to be relying on to hold that point. But with that and then another environmental kill on the WizKid, neither of those able to be res back up. Just a huge individual effort coming out from the support player for IlluZion.
Now, right off the get-go, we need to just commend IlluZion's patience and discipline coming out of their ultimate usage. They could have used the Primal Rage to contest, as you said earlier when I pointed it out, but they chose to keep it for that 99% recontest. And now they have the Widowmaker compared to the Hanzo. That's going to be a matchup disparity that we'll be interested in looking into and see how it plays out.
Yeah, and I think NeoTitan are just going to try to ignore the Widowmaker as much as possible and try to take the fight on the point, but that is not a good strategy when Zumba is hitting shots like that.
No, Zumba popping off. One headshot out of 3, but that is nonetheless 3 kills when there is damage, you can just land a body shot. It does not matter, and you can no longer ignore this Widowmaker.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think you're gonna have to see some kind of adaptation from NeoTitan if they want to avoid just getting picked off as they try to make their way towards the point. They've got to do something about Zumba Roomba, but they don't have anybody in their composition that can really get up in that Widowmaker's space and put pressure.
I mean, to be fair, nobody's going to be able to get there now with the sights. However, maybe a well-placed Hanzo arrow could just remove the threat by killing Zumba Roomba. Party Boy already has his Dragon Blade. That's going to be a big threat as well.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to go in off the back of that and try to deal the damage in the back line. Getting in there, not getting a ton of kills, but they don't need him to.
Yeah, no, I mean, he dealt the damages, and the follow-up was there. We saw both Jerry and Redx just jump in there and just take, the lead that Party Boy gave them. He deals the damage, and he just follow up and clean up.
Yeah, and now going into this next fight, this is going to be the fight that NeoTitan has to win. They've got several ultimates on the board. They're going to start things off with the rally, and they'll have a few more approaching in just a little bit while. They've got to do this right here and now.
And they certainly will. Brigida Valley able to give some armor to everybody, but they need to walk in. ETB already swinging his hammer. They got onto the point safely. He did peek out Zumba Roomba, but now he's back alive due to the resurrection. Oh, and the Shatter is able to get two, will lend to 2 kills. However, there needs to be more as people are now starting to tread. The Graviton Surge might be there to kill Simon Bot. Oh my god, Simon Bot. But I can't say that name. He's my bane. Regardless, that is a cap. That is a cap for NeoTitan.
Yeah, they've done it with about 88% for IlluZion as they finally get their first take, are able to establish themselves on the point. It took a lot of ultimates to do it, but going into this next fight, they probably still have the advantage in that department. With both support ults up, the rally nearing completion, and those dragons are available to zone IlluZion off the point.
Oh, and here it goes, the combined engagement. Redx flying in with Jerry jumping in as well. Zumba Roomba has so much space, he is free to just shoot everybody from the back line. No threat at all. However, the point is still in the possession of NeoTitan, and that is why IlluZion is now on the point. The fight has converted to that location. In fact, ETB is wildly swinging his hammer. The blade comes through, though the Transcendence will keep everybody alive and it will have no impact. And here it goes, it's just up to Zumba Roomba to frag out, get a couple of kills, but that is not a possibility with the constant pressure he's getting from the fire strikes.
Yeah, there's too many members of NeoTitan remaining on the point for them to do anything, and that pick off onto Zumba Roomba is gonna make them wait for the respawns before they can get another push in. Unless Cinnamon Bot wants to go for this res, they're just gonna wait for the Widowmaker once again. And now NeoTitan has one fight to win in order to take this point and tie things up here on the Ilios, but IlluZion's gonna start things off with the Valkyrie from Cinnamon Bot.
The Graviton Surge coming out from Hisuya, grouping everybody up with the charge Zarya right click, the little bombs that deal so much damage. Triple kill, and I believe this will be it. No way can Party Boy and Redx contest for that long.
Yeah, and NeoTitan, they knew what their win condition was going into that last fight, and it was hitting a big Graviton Surge like that. And we saw the members of NeoTitan did an excellent job of following up on that, especially Hisuya coming in with the fault damage herself or himself after the Graviton Surge. That high charge Zarya able to put enough damage through to out heal the Valkyrie coming through from Cinnamon Bot, and it just allowed NeoTitan to retain control of the point. Keep pushing forward, getting the picks that they needed to hold on. But now we've got one stage to decide. Ilios here, and both teams going for the Orisa as the main take to start things off.
Well, of course, coming through with the hulls, you need to get those environmental kills, the big pit of doom, right in the middle of the map, already maybe claiming its first victim, but no, not quite. The group coming out from Carthage is not enough. Needs to be playing very dangerously, playing a very dangerous game, not placing his shield. However, he's able to be alive. And here it goes. Party Kid opens up the party with the rocket directly in the face of Wizkid. Wizkid will get, however, directly resurrected. And it's just the party of Vuk, not the party, the fight of Vuk can kill the other piece versus Farah. Oh, Redix gets pulled. That is surely going to be a big advantage coming through for NeoTitans.
Yeah, and NeoTitan did a great job there of pressing the advantage that they were able to get. Despite losing the early pick onto Wizkid, he was too far back in the back lines for them to prevent the res. And then as soon as Party Boy went down, NeoTitan just pushed forward aggressively, got the big kill with the halt into the well. Now it's going to be much more difficult for the members of IlluZion to make their way onto the point with all the spam coming through, but they've gotten a couple of early kills.
And here it goes again. Rahanzo getting resurrected right there, a crucial component for any team composition, but he goes down instantly once again to Zumba Roomba that is now on the Zenyatta and does have his transcendence available if need be for this push. Surely this is going to be a push that's going to be in favor of IlluZion if they pull their cards right. And here it goes, the counter attack from NeoTitans, the self-destruct sequence coming through. So is the bongo. It is not enough, however, despite Scarton's best efforts with the rocket barrage, able to take out a couple of characters, he is not dealing enough damage. Here he goes, one rocket, looking for one more to converge. Oh, Party Boy's taking it back with one more. Both Farahs greatly wounded, forced to go back and just take a moment to chill. However, that is not good news for IlluZion.
Yeah, that was a really protracted team fight there with neither team really able to get a huge edge, but Carthage able to do just enough with his rocket barrage to keep the fight in the favor of NeoTitan, and they continue to build percentage. They're at 85% now, and we've only had 2 real fights on this point.
And here it goes. We saw just a bit earlier Party Boy getting picked off after picking off himself Carthage, which is quite unfortunate, trying to rocket barrage, but both Diva and Hanzo were alive. Oh no, Vedex! Another Roadhog goes down the pit of doom, and oh, it's ETV's turn! The environmental skill are going wild, and now it is the last fight for this map, possibly, if NeoTitans are able to hold on to it. The halt is gonna come true. Hisuya goes down the pit. It's his turn now. And this is looking great for Team IlluZion.
Yeah, IlluZion are gonna manage to flip this point back in their favor at the last second, with a very interesting team composition that they're running with these triple supports for the time being, just trying to keep that Orisa and the Roadhog alive as much as possible. Cinnamon Bot is able to stay with Party Boy pretty much 24/7 up in the sky. But it's going to be interesting to see if they have the damage to continue making this work. But it's going to be very difficult when Carthage gets the environmental kill onto Jerry to start things off.
However, Carthage does get a double direct hit in his face and goes down with no possibility of bringing him back to life. Party Boy able to get a full-on rocket barrage without dying, quite surprising. And it's going to be up to the rest of the team to bring everybody out of the fight, and Redix going to be doing that with his Warhawk.
Yeah, Redix comes up absolutely massive in that fight, despite losing their main tank to open the engagement. Jerry goes down, but now the Redix comes through with the whole hog, able to get enough damage through to allow them to sustain on the point. And now IlluZion have clawed their way back into this, and they've given themselves a fighting chance here on Well.
In fact, if they do win the 2 next upcoming fights, they have a great odd at winning this map and this whole map itself, Ilios, not just this round.
Yeah, the winner of this map will win this entire first map, take an early lead in our series, and these teams are posturing back and forth on the point right now. This is going to be the fight that decides it.
Oh, and a great pick. Straightology able to get a pick out to Silent Siren, a Mercy out of the fight, and a Zenyatta. No possibility of rezzing at 93%. This might be the round if Carthage is able to stay alive here.
Yeah, it's going to be on Hisuya to get onto the point and stall things out as long as possible on this Diva. But I'm not sure the rest of the members of NeoTitan are going to get back in time. They've got to stay on the point, and no one's there for the time being. It's just Silent Siren, but she cannot make it back in time. The supports were trying to stream onto the point, but just not quite able to make it. And that was a back and forth affair through the entirety of Ilya's, but it's going to be IlluZion coming out on top thanks to some big plays like this one from their support line in Straightology.
Straightology definitely did show up onto Ilios as Lucio with the boobs, but not just that, just on every character that she played. She just did the work a support is supposed to, keeping the team alive and providing the necessary utility to keep everybody up. And I'm interested to see how well that will translate into other maps, as Ilios is a great map for supports, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially if you're gonna play a Lucio of that caliber, you're gonna have a lot of opportunity to make those huge impact plays. When there's always room for supports to shine on any map, but you're not always gonna necessarily see them lighting up the kill feed like we saw coming out of Straightology there. So Ilios is a little bit special in that regard, and that's why it's always been one of my favorite maps in the game. And
Ilios has a special place in my heart right next to King's Row because of that big pit of doom that's right there in the middle. You just why shoot people when you can just push them or pull them?
Yeah, I have always thought about this. Can you imagine the outcry if Blizzard released Ilios today rather than when the game started, and there was just one map with this giant hole in the middle where everyone could fall in and die? I think people would be so upset about this map, but I think because of how long it has been in Overwatch and the history that goes along with it, people are willing to overlook that, and I think that makes it one of the more unique maps in the game.
Though let's face it, a real map, just imagine a scenario in real life where in the middle of your little village or villa, there's just a big gaping hole. Like, what? That is not a well, if anything. that is too big. A small child could fall in there. That is you would get you'd get instantly reported.
Yeah, they don't have a fence or a wall around it whatsoever.
There's no net. There's nothing.
Really poor city planning going on.
Oh yeah, that's a fine. That's a fine waiting to happen.
The things you can get away with in Greece.
Oh yeah, talking about towns that are not very safe to go to, I would not suggest you travel to our next map, which is going to be Junkertown.
Yeah, I mean, Ilios is definitely pretty, but very dangerous. Junkertown is made of garbage, and
exactly.
It can't be very safe either. There's a lot of rust going on. I feel like kids are getting tetanus right and left.
Oh yeah, Lucio, that's how you get tonight. It's like get tonight. I don't know the voice line. I'm a fraud.
But yeah, this is another very interesting map, and one that I think in the current meta is kind of difficult for teams to game plan. There's a lot of different ways that you can opt to play this. Probably the most prevalent right now is the double sniper compositions that have been so prevalent in Overwatch League and are making their way into the meta right now with both the Widowmaker and the Hanzo. There's just so much space to work with on especially the first point of Junkertown that I wouldn't be at all surprised to see something like that coming out from our two teams.
Definitely. The first point of Junkertown is very notorious for just how good it is for attacking Widowmakers. And if a Widowmaker is very good on offense, you might see one in defense to counter that Widowmaker on the offensive side. Though here's the thing. While Hanzo is a lot more forgiving if you are not a sniper god, Widowmaker just falls off completely. Just her use in general as a DPS if you cannot click the heads. So
No,
if you do
that's
not have a good Widowmaker, sometimes you might just have to run a pirate ship, like the rest of us in comp.
yeah, absolutely. I mean that's been a comp that's been incredibly viable on Junkertown for a long time now. Just using that Orisa barrier to set up on the cart, and by no means would it surprise me to see something like that coming out of the offense. But interestingly enough, the defense is opting to forego both of those snipers that we talked about. They want to run Cinnamon Bot on the Junkrat and have Zumba Roomba be kind of the thorn in NeoTitan's side, playing that tracer, getting to the back lines, and just making it difficult for them to set up on the cart. Because right now it does look like we're going to see the pirate ship come out from NeoTitan, but
Can we talk about their
setup?
location?
Yeah, they're set up right now. This
they
should
look
be
like
fascinating.
They look like a mariachi band, just ready to come out and be like, "Happy birthday! Surprise!"
They're going as aggressive as possible. They're going to take down WizKid to start things off, but Captain Wreck is charged with 3! Oh my god!
Oh, he's popping up and he's not done. He's looking for more. Taking aim at Redex, already looking for more heads, though the card has not budged. This is a very, they just flew too close to the sun. They're Icarus. They tried to contest right at the gates, but you just need to be a little further away.
Yeah, they tried to go for something unique, and I kind of understand it, because now they've got a good opportunity to set up on this high ground and take a fight here before the payload can get too much motion, but they have allowed the pirate ship to get fully set up to get all the positions that they want. And now we've got a little bit of a Widow duel on the left-hand side between Captain Wreck and Zumba Roomba.
Oh, and Captain Wreck is already giving up on this duel. He's like, no, stop it. I'm not interested in this SMG battle. Just let me snipe the heads. Meanwhile, you can see the big brawl actually happening. Zumba Roomba is finally able to kill Captain Wreck, and Redex is just going wild on the Roadhog, already able to get Silent Siren. This will cost him his life. However, the strategy that we have doubted did work out in the end, and IlluZion are holding this first point.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they just took advantage of the lack of healing that we saw coming out of the composition from NeoTitan. They weren't able to keep that Bastion on the cart really as they would have liked, but now things are going to be getting underway as these two teams posture around the payload.
Now, we did say that IlluZion had no snipers on their offense DPS lineup. Look at what they have now. Not only one, but 2 of them.
Yeah, they made some changes after losing that first fight. They got repelled. They saw that the damage that Captain Wreck was able to do on the Widowmaker when he was unopposed, and they decided to put a little pressure on him, and now they forced him to swap off onto the Genji, a dive composition now coming out from NeoTitan.
Well, I mean, if the other team is going to be running double sniper, might as well try it. However, I feel like Redex has a big say in if this dive will work or no. A well-placed hook can quickly make a dive falter.
Yeah, and the problem with dive on this first point is that there's just so much ground for them to cover to get back onto the Widowmaker especially. There's pretty much no way you're going to be able to effectively put a lot of pressure onto Zumba Roomba, because even if you dive onto the Widowmaker in the back, she'll turn around with the grappling hook, get up onto the high ground, and then what have you done at that point?
And here it goes. The hook and halt, ready to stop everybody. This will be a Transcendence coming in late, but ETB is back alive due to the resurrection coming up from Silent Siren. The 2 Dragon Strike face each other off and go to each other. However, Party Boys will actually converge into a kill with his. And here comes Dragon Blade coming through with the cleanup, looking to get that Bongo out of here, and Jerry's gonna go down. Bongo stayed up, however, not too long, and this will definitely be a capture in the side of NeoTitan.
Yeah, and NeoTitan played that incredibly well. They used the Transcendence to get the res off onto ETB, who is able to get in the backline and shut down Zumba Roomba on the Widowmaker. No more free picks coming out for the side of IlluZion, and it allowed NeoTitan to take a fight on the point that they were ultimately able to win, thanks to Carthage coming through with some timely picks.
Now, coming true, we see that NeoTitan have a lot of ultimates coming true compared to the 0 of IlluZion. How will that play out? Oh, well, this is how both of them being used right off the get-go. The bomb is going to get Jerry and his Orisa, and the rest is history as ETB jumps left and right with the rest of the dive, killing everybody.
Yeah, and I think NeoTitan just did the smart thing there of not allowing IlluZion to get a proper setup on this high ground. They throw the bomb in to make everyone scatter. The Primal Rage from ETB just creates more and more chaos for their DPS to thrive. And you know, the IlluZion just never quite had the opportunity to get fully set up.
In fact, if we were talking about setup, look at ETB, who was already in the right position to just jump down onto Zumba Roomba and still has his jump pack to jump away. And here it goes, Dragon Strike from Carthage, looking to aim to that backline and prevent them from backing off, which in turns enables Captain Rec to just jump in, reset after reset, kill after kill, clean up the team. That is IlluZion.
Yeah, that is an excellent use of the Dragon Strike there from Carthage. That's exactly what you want to do with it when you don't have kind of an Earth Shatter or a Graviton Surge to set it up as an ultimate to get a lot of kills. You can use it to zone a team out and keep them from retreating like that. Give your dive a lot of targets to work with in a very small space.
And in fact, Genji did not have to use Dragon Blade right here, and it's gonna be enabled for this fight. I mean, not enabled, available.
Yeah, and they've got the support ultimates, the first of which is coming out now from WizKid to allow them to keep the pressure going as they continue this fight.
Oh, the Dragon Strike comes out. However, the Earthshatter will be killing 2 members of this attacking lineup. NeoTitan forced to fall back due to a very timely Earthshatter.
Yeah, the Jerry getting that up just in time there to allow his team to go in behind it, but now there's still 4 big ultimates up on the side of NeoTitan as they make their way forward. They've got the Valkyrie to back up that Dragon Blade, and now there's no support ultimates on the side of IlluZion to shut that down whatsoever, so Captain Rec up on the high ground right now is just looking for his first target. He's gonna break it out.
And here it goes, already diving out to the Zenyatta. However, the well-placed healing and a few swings missing will cost him his life. And that of the Blade too. Although he gets res, that Dragon Blade is very much gonzo. And it's up to the, ultless NeoTitan to just push, which they are not able to do.
Yeah, that was probably the push that they needed to win there. We'll see if they're able to get some staggered kills as Carthage going to get run down here by Red X at the very end. And things are looking a little bit iffy for NeoTitan, given what they're about to be pushing into. The Graviton Surge, the Earth Shatter, the Transcendence, almost the Coalescence. The Dragons are up as well. IlluZion is absolutely loaded going into this last fight.
Now there is one saving grace, and it's Hisuya's 6-man bomb. Well, I mean, that got one, and it got rid of the Graviton.
That is a big pick.
Absolutely massive. This might be in with the resurrection coming true. This could be the fight that they were looking for. Although the resurrection is going to keep everybody alive, there is the possibility of a couple of kills coming true now that it is over. Yet nobody is dying on the side of IlluZion or in either side. The Dogman Sphere comes true, only Silent Siren and Hisuya are stuck in it. The Dragons will come true, and the 2 of them, Straphology onto the Zenyatta, will be keeping shooting on those orbs towards the attacking members. Though the bubble from ETB and it looks like Captain Rec are still there to contest. Oh!
They take down Zumba Roomba collectively, and now NeoTitan has a little bit of life here as they try to make their way onto the point, but the Dragons are coming in from Carthage from behind. He shot them from spawn onto the point, and it's given NeoTitan some life.
There is no way this should be working, yet it is. The Shimada brothers coming through with the carry DPS ultimate, and it's going to be a full cap.
That is phenomenal stuff coming out from NeoTitan. That's got to be heartbreaking. If you are IlluZion, they had everything in the world going into that last fight and still weren't able to pull it back. They used both support ultimates. They used the Graviton Surge and got 2 kills out of it. But the DPS of Carthage, especially in that last fight, was absolutely phenomenal. He was getting pick after pick and allowed him to build up the Dragon Strike that we saw at the very end, and he launched it towards the final checkpoint from long range, from the spawn. A really impressive use there of that ultimate, and I don't know how to respond to something like that. That was absolutely incredible.
Well, if you don't, I know how to, despite everything that you said. And it's absolutely right. NeoTitan really did pull off something really nice near the end with the 2 Shimada brothers, ultimate, the Dragon Strike and the Dragon Blade, and their overall synergy. The way they were also able to pick the Zarya before she could use her Graviton Surge right there. It was phenomenal. Yeah. Though, it is literally a capture on overtime, meaning 0 minutes left, and we should not sell IlluZion short. They did a great job on the defense, and I believe they can do a great one on the offense as well, with a lot of time to cap all 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not out of this map by any means right now. Yeah. And for the offense, it looks like they're going to be breaking out a pirate ship of their own, at least to start things off. Going up against the double snipers from NeoTitan. Yeah, that's a good pairing with the pirate ship, because she can be lurking around, always a threat to get a lot of picks, and Zumba is going to be trying to get the angles he needs right now and able to take down Captain Wreck. That's a big first pick.
Yes, indeed, with the assistance of Red X's pressure and just overall damage. And that is already a tank out of the question, as Mini Diva is not as tanky as her mech. Oh, but Zumba is able to get a pick onto Carthage, who was quite overextended yet sneaky. This means that there's only 3 members on the side of, NeoTitan to just hold right here. And again, another mech gone for Hisuya, who has been able to stay alive and just keep on getting it back over and over. Now 4 members here to contest, now 5. This is still a possible hold. And the hook coming through onto Party Boy, that is going to be the start of it for sure. And now with the lack of DPS coming out from the Bastion, this composition could falter, though Zumba is able to line up head after head, click after click. He is not a spook boy. No, in fact, he is the spookster, and he's ready to get the kills. Now with the Graviton Surge, it's going to be easy to line up a couple of headshots. Though, Wizkid had something to say. Red X bubbled that threat away.
Yeah, absolutely. Red X coming through with the Graviton Surge, and that is the power of a Zarya right there. The Graviton Surge has always been one of the most powerful ultimates in the game, and it was the closer that IlluZion needed to make their way through the first checkpoint. But now NeoTitan have had some time to get fully set up onto this high ground, and they don't really have much in the way of ultimates on the defense, whereas IlluZion are going to have some options to work with moving forward.
Oh, Party Boy using the tank formation, just ready to shoot the rockets. Diva doing her best. Hisuya to defense matrix them. However, what will ultimately prevent those rockets is just Party Boy's death with that self-destruct sequence. Dragon comes through, but not before Carthage gets taken out by Zumba. Now with the infrared sight, ready to click a couple of heads. Wizkid's positioning, however, is just too good onto that high ground, ready to fire onto anybody looking to get some damage on that Graviton Surge. Though, his positioning's not good enough. Gets picked by Zumba, and it's just the push now.
Yeah, and the supercharger coming out from Jerry there to close things out was, uh, the little push that illusion needed to get some extra damage onto the tanks of NeoTitan Gaming, and now, uh, you know, I think the NeoTitan needs to make some changes as they make their way onto the final point. They are gonna be going over to a little bit more of a full dive composition with ETB playing the Winston once again, but they've got a lot of meat to work their way through on the side of Illusion.
I mean, both Valkyries being popped means that this fight is very important. Both teams looking to close it right here or get a lot of mileage off it. And stopping the offense right here is quite good. Not in the sense that, oh, if they lose this fight, the game's over, but it's just stopping momentum.
Yeah, and now they've got a good position where Illusion have a limited choice of kind of narrow choke points to work with as they try to make their way back onto the cart. And look at this, Captain Rex is being a little bit sneaky here in the background. But the Impresight has come out from Zumbaruma, but I still don't think anyone has seen him yet.
Oh no, not indeed. Zumbaruma, the sneaky boy, coming true. Party Boy is also a boy that is sneaky, coming true with the blade, trying to get some kills though. Nothing really coming true until he's able to get Silent Siren. One pick off a blade is still quite decent, but Captain Wreck looking to get some more, not just one, but two, possibly three. ETB is gonna be stealing that last one, saying, nah, it's mine.
And once again, they force Illusion back towards their spawn. Some really good patience there on the side of NeoTitan. They wait for the Transcendence from WizKid to pair it up with the Dragon Blade from Captain Wreck, and that was enough cleanup for them to win out the fight, despite some early picks going in the opposite direction. And now they've given themselves a little bit of life here on the defense.
But this offense is looking very menacing, especially with Jerry confidently walking up with that Earth Shatter, able to nail two of them onto the ground, even three. One of them already dead. One Earth Shatter, 3 kills. This could be huge if they're able to kill Captain Wreck in time to push his card further up. Just the way.
Now the res coming in from Cinnamon Bot is going to make sure that Illusion is at full strength going into the home stretch here on Junkertown. A big play there comes out from Jerry as he beats the bubble from ETB by a split second, knocks so many members to the ground, and makes for an easy fight for Illusion.
Oh, Party Boy looking to go wild with his Dragon Blade, dashing left and right. But now with people grouped up, he has only one location to worry about, and it's that Graviton Surge. And it is going to be enough to capture the point. Wait, what? I believe 1.5 minutes left? Possibly 2 minutes? I did not see quite well.
It was around 2 minutes to work with there at the very end. They're just a little over 2 minutes left for them. They're going to get that extra minute. Now that NeoTitan are going to get one more chance, but it looks like our teams want to call it quits here on Junkertown after both teams got to take their attack. That's pretty common in a scrim night like these. They both got to practice their normal strategies, and now it looks like they want to head over to our third map of the evening. We'll so that one will go down in the books as a little bit of a draw, a little bit of a win there for Illusion as they came through with a significantly faster time. But both teams showed some real promise on the offense, and I think just some minor tweaks to both defenses could make Junkertown a very formidable map choice for both of these squads.
Oh yeah, definitely. But we'll not linger on this map any longer due to the fact that we do not try to not torture our teams here at Broadcast.gg. In fact, if you haven't checked this out yet and you're somebody that enjoys producing, commentating, and or hosting video games related to just the esports scene in general, and you want to get better, just look under the stream. There's some great links, and by great links I mean our Discord.
yeah, there's a great community waiting for anyone who wants to try their hand at doing what we're doing, or bringing you the magic as Moirai is doing for us this evening. It has been a lot of fun to be involved in this community, so I would definitely encourage anyone who is interested to give us a shout, come into the Discord, and try your hand at it. But now we've got another map on our hands. We are not done yet this evening. Looks like we are going to be headed into Escort, and for tonight, that is going to mean Numbani.
Yes, indeed. Moirai is going to be escorting us through Numbani very soon, in fact. And it's very beautiful curves. Numbani, one of my favorite maps to look at, but also one of the most interesting to play in my opinion. Fun to watch, fun to play. Everything that is opposed to Junkertown, in my opinion.
And I mean, I think one of the reasons that this map is fun to play is that I think it's one of the few that teams can really play however they want. I think a lot of different compositions and styles and strategies are very viable, especially on the first point. And I think it's a map that rewards a little bit of flexibility as you move through it. I think the different stages have a lot of variety to them. Some of them dive is very viable and probably the best way to play it, especially in that streets phase. But as you make your way towards the end of the map, those kind of death ball compositions become much more, common and much more powerful as they make their way onto the last point of this map. So I'm very excited to see exactly what these two teams.
Don't be excited. We have
debated.
been we have been in fact debated. As important as we're gonna get to.
Well, never mind. It looks like we're gonna be headed to Hanamura instead. Another absolutely beautiful map. And I think we might still we may yet get a chance to see Numbani. We'll see what happens after this map. But Hanamura, got to switch gears a little bit here.
Well, I mean, is there so much gear to be switching? Yet again, another map where you can play really as you want. Once again, it is one of the just qualities that it has that is the same as Numbani. If you want to play something very divey, you have the option to let the other team walk in and jump on them. But you can also just play something, hey, we're not going to let you walk in. And if you walk in, you die. Enjoy.
Yeah, and I think that has been the kind of more prevalent strategy in the current meta, especially as we've seen the Brigitte make her way into all of our games. I think this is definitely a map, especially on the first point where she really shines. Holding down that first choke point is something that she excels at. So, we'll see exactly what these two teams opt to run. But for the time being, the defense does look like they are going to be going away from that new hero and going with something a little bit more tried and true.
That's very surprising, especially if you watch a bit of Overwatch League. Just watching the Dallas Fuel on this map with Mickey on the Brigitte, he was just a phenomenal player to look at. And we've seen a lot of teams replicate something similar, not quite something as flamboyant, but just as efficient, I would say. This Brigitte on Hanamura defense is very scary on that first point. On the Temple, not as much, though she's still strong. I wouldn't say she's as much of a power pick. Though the team comp that IlluZion has picked right now is still very impressive. It's a well type of map, Ilios well type of map here with the displacement.
Yeah, they've got the halt hook combo to rely on, and they're gonna opt to sit up on this high ground and kind of dare NeoTitan to dive into them, because that is the composition that they're going for right now. Just kind of posturing at the front gate, see if they can get some poke into to start things off.
But look at this soldier's positioning, which is going to be the sole focus of this diving Pharah, getting that soldier off the high ground. And it's exactly what's going to happen. Now that the gates have been opened by this burst of aggression coming out of NeoTitan's flying duo, it is just going to be a cleanup crew. You know, the rest of the team playing janitor.
Yeah, and I mean, I think IlluZion was just a little bit hesitant and a little bit unsure of exactly how they wanted to play that defense. At least that's what it seemed like. They were first set up on that high ground, but gave it up almost immediately to start things off. Didn't really put up much of a fight and tried to rotate back towards the point. And while they were going for that rotation, Zumba Roomba was picked off by Carthage, and then that was the first domino of many to fall.
That is quite a great analogy right there. See, this is why you're the smart caster and I'm the guy that just talks.
You know, I don't think anyone wants to hear me talk that much, so I think it's working. It's working pretty well so far.
They'll take it over me. They'll take it over me. However, there is one thing that I'm gonna say coming true here, and it's that Pharah once again burst of aggressivity, that jump pack. You know, those two movement abilities used to gap close very quickly and be a lot of pressure. And in fact, that is gonna be solo ultimate coming true just to kill Straightology on the Zenyatta, though she is gonna be res, and this offense will surely falter due to the fact that Carthage is no longer here to deal the damages.
Yeah, it's going to be all up to Captain Rec to try to make something happen with this Dragon Strike. It does take down Cinnamon, but the Transcendence from Straightology probably going to allow IlluZion to make their way back onto the point. Once Zumba Roomba unleashes his attack visor, there's not a whole lot that NeoTitan are going to be able to do.
But I mean, Carthage is back, and it was a very good, you know, very good use of ultimates if you look at it in a micro perspective. But in a macro play, there was no way you would beat that spawn if you weren't as 6 pushing in. Trickling in on Hanamura's second point is not as efficient, you know?
Yeah, and you know, this is one of those maps where as an offense, you absolutely have to be winning your engagements very decisively. You can't be, you know, trading 2 picks for 2. If you can trade 1 for 1 and get a res off, then maybe you've still got a chance. But as long as the fight kind of stays even, then the defense is going to be able to enforce and allow their spawns to take over.
Now already that is a Transcendence being used. It will not be available to protect the rest of NeoTitan's team, though Winskin goes down. That is 3 kills coming through. They're +2 right now, and if they can make it even better, no. The self-destruct sequence just stalls for too long, and the respawns are already coming in. Even though this is a very good attempt with the Primal Rage coming through, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be enough. Though with the new surge of kills coming through, Zumba Roomba is gonna have to do one hell of a contest to prevent this from being at least 2 ticks.
Yeah, and now Jerry gonna make his way back onto the point that Winston's gonna get burned down very quickly by the Pharah, but Zumba Roomba has gotten into the back, taken down Captain Direct. That's a big pick to start turning things around. The Tracer is doing work.
And yeah, you know what? Just the respawns coming back. Zumba Roomba doing what he does best. As well, I mean, what a Roomba does best. Just cleaning up. And that's exactly what he does. Kills the people and, you know, job done. Now go back to being a robot. Totally not gonna just rule over the world within a week.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if my Roomba was that good at cleaning, I'd probably be scared of it taking over the world as well. But, you know, he absolutely pulled that fight back for IlluZion. They were losing members left and right, just trying to stagger out onto the point. And that's what you need out of your DPS, especially a Tracer. The ability to go get quick picks and turn a fight around like that is what you have to do on these 2 CP maps. And that's a great A example of it right there.
Now, if we're going to talk about quick picks, we can't talk about Pulse Bomb, in fact, which was missed by Zumba Roomba. But now we're going to get to see the Dragon Blade coming through from Party Boy, looking to get some, able to get Whisked. And you know what? Looking for more Captain Rex, Captain Dead. And you know what? The rest is history, the cleanup coming through.
Yeah, Party Boy goes in really aggressively with that Dragon Blade. I was impressed at the ability of NeoTitan to kind of kite back into the courtyard, but he just pushed on forward, kept getting those slashes in, and just absolutely demolished that push coming out from NeoTitan. But luckily for them, they didn't make use any ultimates in that last fight, and they are going to make a interesting swap now. Carthage off of the Pharah, now onto the Brigitte. It's interesting to see how this will play out in being used in a dive composition.
Well, I mean, maybe you just usually with IlluZion, you just help her get in there, and suddenly she's with the dive crew, and she's shield bashing every 6 seconds and killing everybody, you know. But without IlluZion, she's gonna need a lot of time to get in there.
Yeah, and now she's been just kind of away from the rest of her team for the time being, not really doing anything right now. Red X come through with the self-destruct onto Silent Siren. That alone is going to be enough with the pick onto WizKid as well for IlluZion to hold this fight almost certainly. And now it's all over but the crying for NeoTitan.
And you know what? We need to commend, you know, just that. We talked a lot about Party Boy, about Zumba Roomba because of their fancy names. Though Jerry. Like, okay, his name might not be fancy, but the boy does the work. He jumps in, he does the zapping, and he's been great at contesting at the right time. For that, preventing that stagger, you know what I mean? Where your team comes in one by one. He's
Absolutely.
often been the guy that stays alive.
Yeah, and you know, in that last fight, he completely negated Carthage just by being a little bit of a distraction on a high ground. The Brigitte was not able to be in the thick of the fight thanks to the tank play from IlluZion. And now Zumba Roomba comes in from the back, gets the pulse bomb kill to start things off, and Party Boy's got another Dragon Blade.
Oh, Party Boy trying to bring the party, but this time, you know what? Captain Rex is going to be the cyborg boogie machine ready to just jump in and kill everybody. Zumba Roomba out of the picture. So is Party Boy. This is Trickle City for the side of IlluZion, already going on to the May just to stay alive as long as possible. Freeze people left and right and just ensure that people are getting killed. Oh, and it's almost a tick, yet it's not enough with the shatter coming through onto only one member. Redex is off the mech. But there needs to be more. We need more blood to capture this point, but not enough is being shed. Silent Siren trying to prevent her own blood from being spilled and the ones of her teammates. So is WizKid with that Transcendence, and this is suddenly looking very realizable for Team NeoTitan Gaming, though they need to get in there and do more out of it. The Transcendence now is gone. Not the Discord Orb, which is going to be dealing a lot of damage. WizKid able to just destroy anybody coming in, and that is going to be enough to capture the point.
Yeah, a fantastic turnaround coming out from NeoTitan there. Just a really impressive engagement in that last fight. They baited Party Boy to use that Dragon Blade up on the high ground. Responded immediately. The Brigitte coming through with those CC abilities to shut down that big ultimate. They immediately pop the rally and hop down onto the point with all that extra armor, the healing they had coming out from their supports. They're able to just grind the fight away until the Transcendence from WizKid comes up just in time to keep everyone alive on the point. A very, very impressive turnaround there from NeoTitan. Some late swaps to their composition coming up big as the Reinhardt and Brigitte show up and make their impact felt on Hanamura.
And talking about Reinhardt and Brigitte, even though we're not seeing yet the Reinhardt on, I say yet, but we're not seeing it at all on the side of NeoTitans. What we are seeing that we didn't see is the Brigitte.
Yeah, I mean, and we did get the Reinhardt there at the very, very end as they made their way in up onto the high ground. They were able to use that extra shielding and the extra health pool. Got away from the dive a little bit there at the end.
I'm talking about right now.
Yes. They're using the Orisa. Sorry, I thought. Yeah, they are going to be opting for a little bit of an interesting composition. I guess the Orisa is a little bit more more damage coming through, easier to kind of break the opposing shields with, and we'll see exactly how that works out for them. But
Also, the
IlluZion
start
now
Brigida
going to be,
is-
yeah, and now IlluZion is also going to be running the Brigida for the first time this evening. I'm very excited to see exactly how they make this work, but they're going to speed boost straight to the point.
Oh yeah, this was some initial D-type of stuff. Get ready for your Euro beat as they drifted into the point. Already one tick coming through for IlluZion. However, their big meat shield, their blue rectangle, Reinhardt, Jerry does go down. Cinnamon Bot is gonna be swinging for revenge as Brigida is very much so, just committed to Reinhardt. And it is gonna be the hair flail that's gonna be to just prevent anybody from walking in.
Yeah, and I think the compositional choice from IlluZion there just had so much healing on the board. Moira, when you're playing that kind of brawly style, is just going to do so much healing. She's going to be in a coalescence very soon if they can kind of snowball this fight forward.
Uh-oh, they're looking to end it right here, going for the fast cap. This is no longer an FPS. This is a racing game that they're trying to speed run, in fact. Who can cap 2 CP the fastest? Is this going to be done? There are good odds. However, the self-destruct sequence comes through completely blocked by Jerry. Just Jerry, the guy that's working somewhere at your office, but also is very good at Overwatch, as apparently, and he's just going to be stopping every damage coming out from Carthage. One thing he will not be able to stop is ETB on that Doomfist. What will stop him is a great Graviton strike coming out from Vedex and Party Boy. Though this combo will cost Party Boy's life as he does stay stationary for a while. Easy to kill him. And you know what? This is not gonna be a cap. No, the people are coming through now. The stagger is there, but not enough people.
Yeah, IlluZion trying to stall this one out continuously, trying to get back onto this fight, but at the very best for them, we're gonna be back to 66, and now it's a 5v6 with Captain Wreck breaking out the Dragon Blade in the back. This fight is over.
Oh yeah, Captain Wreck using his blade as a slap chop, demonstrating just how fast you can cut the enemy team down and make soup out of them.
Yeah, and I understand the idea that IlluZion was going for. They were always on the verge of making a lot of progress. They are able to take one tick in that fight, but I think they spent a little bit too long brawling that out after they had already lost several members. They especially used Straightology, dropped a sound barrier when there were only 2 other members of the team left on the point, but now they're going to come back in with the rally to open things up. We're going to see if that extra armor will allow them the presence on the point that they need.
I mean, it's already one more tick and 2 ticks, while with no opposition, no real ults being used except the rally to get that other tick. And now, even if no other ultimate is used, and there is no capturing done beyond that, IlluZion are already at a very good, setting, yet they keep on going in. One self-destruct sequence not going to be getting anything, considering Jerry is so up on that Reinhardt, just shielding and swinging his hammer left and right.
But I think that IlluZion are going to be somewhat happy with that. They just rushed the point as quickly as possible, were able to build up another tick. Now they've only got one more to work with. They're going to have so many ults on their side as pretty early into this next fight. They've got the rally almost available, the Graviton Surge as well as the Coalescence. The Earth Shatter will be up very shortly as well as the Dragon Strike. They are in a prime position to be able to make something happen in this next fight, and they just need one tick before the minute mark to give themselves a good opportunity to win.
Oh, and the drive-by of pain is coming in. However, Jerry will be late to the party as he gets bumped off by Hitsuya's mech. Though, he is finally here, and he is bringing a lot of pain with the hammer, but not as much as ETB with his fists on the Primal Rage. Graviton Surge coming through, able to clean up a lot of the crew. Though, there is going to be that Dragon Blade that gets countered by Cinnamon Bot, and with only 1 tick remaining, they're easily able to cap that. And IlluZion just cap it so fast, and they're going to have a lot of minutes right here to keep on capturing if we do go into capturing some more, or if this map will be over. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll see if they want.
Oh,
Looks like we're gonna be stepping out of things. I'm gonna say that IlluZion definitely won that map, given that they had about 3 minutes to work with there for what would have normally been a second cap.
nah.
That would have been a
draw.
that would have been a tall task for NeoTitan to come away with a full hold on the first point. But you know, these scrims are for these teams to practice. So there's no winners and losers when we're all enjoying some wonderful Overwatch.
I believe we'll be going to the very elegant Hollywood. However, that is not confirmed. This is just conjecture coming out from your favorite caster. I mean, one of the 2 casters tonight.
No, I see how it is.
Not just playing.
Yeah. But no, that map was a very impressive showing from IlluZion there. I think they showed a lot more flexibility than we had seen from them in past maps. They went for the strategy of just going for putting as much meat on the point as they possibly could, and it worked out well for them, given the huge ultimates that they were able to come up with at the very end of the map. The Graviton Surge was the one that finally closed things out for them, got enough members of NeoTitan off the point for them to clear out that last point of the map. And you know, I hate to say it, but it looks like you were wrong, Moo. It looks like
definitely.
we you know, it's not the first time, and I doubt it will be the last. That is our curse as casters, is to always be wrong when we make a prediction. But we are going to be going over to the map that we teased you with a little bit earlier this evening. It's going to be Numbani, and I for one I'm very excited to see what these 2 teams.
Now, if we go back to talking about IlluZion, you mentioned earlier how flexible they were, but this feels to me like they were going back to their root, to what they prefer playing. They've stated themselves that their favorite team composition is the Slam Bam, or the Slambulance, as other people call it. You know, that good old 4 tank, 2 healers, and those 2 healers being Lucio Moira, just walk in there, that we've seen so much on Lunar Colony.
Yeah, and they go with a little bit of a variation of that composition, swapping in the Brigitte for another one of those tanks. She kind of plays a lot like a tank, but also gives even more sustainability to the team through her healing. The armor that she provides with Rally is always vital in a team fight. Yeah, and the ability to CC a dive composition like you saw coming out from NeoTitan on the defense is absolutely huge. You can if you can get the timings right and all the focus fire from your team, you can absolutely delete members of the opposing team. Even the tanks like a Winston or a Diva are easily taken down by that composition.
The one stray ship, sheep, not ship. The one stray sheep was really party boy on the Hanzo. He was the only one that really wasn't one with the spirit of the Slambulance. However, he did his job. He dealt the damage, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I mean, I think even that still works very well in that composition, especially when you're running the Zarya. You have that big ultimate combo to work with. But now, as we are making our way to the first point, we're going to have NeoTitan once again on a dive defense with Carthage on the Hanzo, opting to run that sniper right now. And there he's going to be backed up by Captain Wreck, once again playing the Genji.
I'm on the objective.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, that his Genji's been just so mean on Hanamura, so might as well bring it back once again. And you know what? although there's no casualty, he's applying a lot of pressure, forcing Jerry to just focus on him solely. And he's gonna go down, but not before, you know, Red X's mech does go down as well. And that is gonna be a hindrance.
Yeah, absolutely. And now the composition coming out from IlluZion is just making their presence felt on the point. Party Boy on the Pharah just presents a huge problem that NeoTitan are going to have a hard time dealing with unless they make some kind of compositional swaps or just adjust their strategy a little bit. Because right now it's basically just up to Carthage to hit a crazy midair arrow if they want to take that far out of the skies.
Definitely. And you know what? Talking about Rocket Barrage, it's never safe against the Hanzo. So,
Yeah, you know, I mean, it was just a little bit of added aggression there at the very end to try to get some staggers and allow some very, very free movement on this cart for the side of IlluZion. They're now making their way forward aggressively and are going to have a lot of time to work with here on the second point in just about one fight that they need to win if they want to close things out.
well, I mean, closing things out, that is
On the second
we're
point.
talking, yeah, exactly, closing things out on the second point. However, Carthage has
They
something
still
to
got a long way to go.
yeah. Carthage is like, no capping yet. Dragon Strike onto the point. Couple of Storm Arrow to take out 2 members of Team IlluZion. I mean, IlluZion, I was right.
Yes.
But you know what? It's not. No, wait.
Yeah,
Yes,
and now,
yes. I'm confused.
You were
No,
right.
Take it out. Take it out.
You were right. It's okay. We all get a little tied up sometimes. IlluZion are gonna be forced back behind the compositional switches coming out from NeoTitan. They're gonna opt to go over to the Reinhardt Brigitte. They want to shut down this dive as quickly as possible. And you know, the added benefit for them is they, I guess, get over to their composition for the last section of the map a little bit earlier. Even if they do wind up losing the second checkpoint, they are going to have a lot of ult charge to work with. But the Earthshatter coming out from ETB is going to put 2 on the ground, allow his team to come in aggressively and clean up. And now, no, it looks like NeoTitan have a very good opportunity here, but IlluZion are still pressing forward.
All Party Boys ready to bring the explosive, the fireworks to the party, yet they're only measly little, just store fireworks. They're not, those big festivities fireworks. They do not deal enough damages. It's being quickly healed by the supports on the side of NeoTitan, and you just need more, bigger explosives. Party Boys not bringing the party.
Yeah, and speaking of packing a little bit bigger of a punch, it looks like IlluZion are going to be swapping over to a Reinhardt Zarya composition right now. They want to rely on these big crowd control ultimates to build their way to the second point and finally get onto the last stage of the map. But Karth is going to shut down their hopes and dreams with a Dragon Strike, takes down both tanks. Absolutely huge plays coming out from Hanzo.
That was almost as worse as looking at somebody studying in university and expecting to get a job right after getting out of university. Good one. Hopes and dreams completely shattered, and that tank line will not be able to, get those big ultimates and use them. Not yet.
Yeah, and I think that IlluZion have been a little bit stymied here by the compositional changes that we saw coming out from NeoTitan. They don't really know exactly how to deal with Pizza, and there's so much room for the Hanzo to work with right now that Carthage is just absolutely wrecking all the members of IlluZion as they try to make their way onto the point. Both Valkyries going to be popped to start things off, but Party Boy going to be the first to fall.
Oh yeah, first of all, and brings down Cinnamon Bot with him as he tries to res him, and you know what? I mean, this is the cleanup crew coming through.
Yeah, and the a big problem for Illusion right now is that Red X is still only to 50% on the Graviton Surge. That's 3 lives now for that Zarya, and he just hasn't been able to build up the charge necessary to build up the ultimate very quickly. And no, in the last couple of fights, there's been absolutely no pressure onto the supports of NeoTitan. Silent Siren has had so much room in the backline to work with.
I mean, they've just been going in so fast. They're giving no time for Red X to build it up. And this is the first time fight's really dragging on ever since. And you know what? It's working a bit right now. There's a lot of kills coming through, especially from Zumba Roomba's Widowmaker, who's popping off yet again, as we saw in Junkertown.
Yeah, and that was an impressive flank coming out from Zumba Roomba on the Widowmaker. That was some Pine level aggression right now.
Oh,
as
yeah.
Zumba Roomba made his way to the very back, right at the checkpoint even, and was just taking pot shots into the back of NeoTitan. And now the floodgates are a little bit open here for Illusion as Zumba Roomba once again gets on the flank, takes down WizKid in the back, but that will be rezzed up immediately.
Oh, the big bomb coming through with a beautiful angle, very hard to shield for Jerry right there, and it's gonna catch Cinnamon Bot. And the follow through, you know what, after your Mercy is dead, that's a lot of healing gone, and the rest is just big damage coming through.
Yeah, and you know that's a huge pick off onto Cinnamon Bot there to start things off. It basically shuts down the push for Team Illusion. They don't have any really sustainable healing to keep those tanks up and alive. No resurrections available for anyone who might fall. And now they've got just under a minute to work with. They're going to have 1 or 2 good opportunities to make their way forward. But right now they do have the big ultimates to work with, and the Valkyrie is going to be the first to come through.
And here it comes, 4 members here, but if the shield is dropped for too long, an Earthshatter might come true. ETB still has his own. Which one will prevail? You know what? Already 2 kills in the favor of the offensive team right now. Illusion bringing the hopes. Red X was taken low, however, he is able to stay alive. Party Boy, he's ready. He's bringing the party with his body, which is basically a cyborg boogie machine. Now the stick is no longer there. He can no longer beat them like a piñata to get the free SR. No, no, no. He will be forced to just throw candy around and hope to get a couple of them down. However, you know what? NeoTitans have seen parties. They've been to college. They're ready to contest. ETB coming with the charge from downtown, probably the team's quarterback, ready to jump in. And it's the stagger, just barely trying to make it over and over. Just 2 meters to go, and it is going to be the cap on overtime for Illusion.
Yeah, and you know, it's incredible that Illusion was really able to make that push work, given the kind of lack of value that they got out of their 2 biggest ultimates going into that last fight, at least in terms of getting kills. The Graviton Surge was shut down completely by WizKid's Transcendence. The Earthshatter from Jerry wasn't able to do anything either, and yet they are able to come through with the kills. Party Boy comes up with a very timely Dragon Blade just at the last moments of the map to keep them alive, gets into the back and kills both supports with that huge ultimate, and really paves the way for Illusion to get the full 3 points here on Nabani.
Now we've seen a very, just chaotic and fast first capture coming out from Illusion. Do you expect something that's similar coming out from NeoTitan, or maybe something that's a bit more constructed and thought out?
I think that NeoTitan probably has a little bit better of an idea of how they want to play on this map, given what we saw on the defense. But, to an extent, I think Illusion knew exactly what they wanted to do Just that the adaptations from NeoTitan were enough to slow them down significantly, especially on that first point, or the second checkpoint, sorry. IlluZion got such a quick cap on the first point that it looked like they were going to just roll through Numbani. But good job on NeoTitan to make some changes that allowed them to claw their way back into the map.
Oh yeah, the nerves of Steel able to take a decision, even if you're under a very big pressure. Oh no, we might get steamrolled.
Yeah,
on
and now
stream.
IlluZion are going for a very interesting anti-dive composition. They're all packed into this top left corridor for the most part. Zumba and Strafology on a little bit of a flick. But unfortunately for them, Jerry has fallen down off of the high ground, and he's going to make his way all the way back up these stairs to get up there before his team has that protection once again. But he gets back up there in time. No harm, no foul. But that was a missed window of opportunity, I think, for the side of NeoTitan.
I mean, is it though? They're really getting ready for that dive. They're just scouting. No one knows the location of ETB. I mean, as I say that, of course, ETB gets spotted. Caster skirts, and he's going to be jumping in with Tisuya. Already taking out Zumba and Jerry. Those are 2 kills in their advantage. And you know what? The kill feels bleeding blue. This is a quick and easy capture.
Yeah, and you know that was a little bit of an error in positioning there coming out from IlluZion. They had 4 of their members up in that upper hallway, and they kind of expected the Junkrat and the Orisa to be able to hold things off up there, but the dive came in so aggressively, and they didn't have the healing from the Mercy to handle that dive, and it just allowed for a very easy first push from NeoTitan.
Now, you know what? NeoTitan, they're doing a really good job at keeping people at bay, but look at the cart. It looks like one of my comp games. Only one person, finally, ETB, getting there to push the cart faster, despite the fact that people are held back so far. I mean, the cart is not even there to try to take advantage of that.
Yeah, but even still, it looks like NeoTitan are only going to need one good fight to win this out, and it might be Captain Red coming in with the Dragon Blade, but he's going to get shut down by Zumba in the back before he can do too much damage.
I mean, Zumba just being real menacing with that ultimate, not able to get much, but just, you know, looks real spooky. Sometimes that's enough. ETB is going to be forced to use his Primal Rage to stay alive and is now pressuring Party Boy off the point, who's now on that Zenyatta, by the way, if you pick that out. Oh, Tyre comes through, gets absolutely blown up. WizKid just very safe onto the side, shooting down a Mercy. I mean, must be very hard. Carthage just for good measures, blows up the ultimate, blows up everybody, blows up the point, which is now in their own, you know, cap.
Thanks for the assist.
Yeah, and now NeoTitan have a very huge amount of time to work with. They've got 5 minutes to push it all the way through to the last point of the map. They're going to make the swaps over to your typical Reinhardt Zarya tank line here for the final point, and they will be countered once again by Jerry on his favorite Sherman Hammer God, who's just swinging away now, but Cinnamon Bot on the Brigitte is going to be the one big difference to watch out for on the side of IlluZion.
Oh yeah, she can be also spooky with that shield bash anything combo, basically. We all know Brigitte and we hate her. I mean, love her. But, oh, High Noon coming through. Zumba looking real spooky. Able to get ETB down. But at this point, you know what? IlluZion's just team-rolling the attacking team back to their spawn, saying, hey, you know what? We might have tried to continue on the first point with a bucket, but now we're ready. We have a real big bucket to continue.
Yeah, and you know now IlluZion though NeoTitan, they kind of just used that first push as a little bit of a dry run. They've now got some ultimates to work with in the Dragon Blade. The Earth Shatter from ETB could be the big one to open the way forward for them, but he's gonna fall very quickly.
Oh, that is quite unfortunate, especially due to the fact that he did have the Earth Shatter. Rally's coming through, never a wasted ultimate. Gonna have the 100 armor on everybody on this side of IlluZion. And once again, you need to walk me through how how Illusion's gonna be able to just push here.
You
Not
know, I mean,
Illusion, sorry, NeoTitan.
I mean, I think for them, the win condition is to build up those all of the ultimates that they've got on their side. They need to hit the Graviton Surge Dragon Strike combo. They need to have the Earthshatter to deal with any remaining stragglers after that ult combo comes through. And I think that's going to be the way they do this, but they're now going to win probably 2 good fights given how far the payload has made its way backwards.
Oh, but that's a great Earthshatter to start things off, and the Dragon Blade is there with the assistance of Carthage's damage, able to find a kill despite the Transcendence. And now with the lack of Transcendence, nothing prevents anybody from dying to this Dragon Strike Graviton Surge combo that unfortunately misses slightly. But you know what? The raw damage follow-up is there, and it's going to be up to a couple of members on the side of Illusion to just hold. Jerry already here looking to get it. Captain wrecked with the flying charge. And you know what? This is a hold. You said it right. 2 pushes, not 1.
Yeah, and the unsung hero there for Illusion as they hold off there at the end is definitely got to be Zumbarumba. He somehow manages to get a double kill with his Deadeye and then escapes the fight despite that. Loops back around to the back of the point, gets a quick pick onto WizKid before he is taken down, and just a really fantastic individual effort coming out from the DPS for Illusion.
I just want to point out the Zenyatta switch coming out from onto Streetology, who was recently Mercy. But you know what? It's not gonna matter if Carthage is able to deal just so much damage with the Storm arrows, and you know what? A couple well-placed regular arrows kill a lot of people. Yet Zumbarumba is still doing a lot of work with the Tree Man High Note. Oh no! Oh, this went from this might be it to psych.
And that is that right there is a McCree's dream scenario to be in. The opposing Reinhardt taken down. All of the squishies for the enemy team are out in the open, just waiting for your bullets to hit them in the head. And that's exactly what happens. Zumbarumba shuts that down. And now that the timer is up under a minute, Illusion has at least guaranteed themselves another attempt here on Nambani if they even give up this 3rd point.
Oh, but here it goes. The Shimada brothers coming through to collapse with the Graviton Surge. I mean, are we looking at a, just an Asian and Russian alliance? Wait, how do you say that?
Alliance?
Alliance.
There we go.
I can say words, I swear.
No, I believe you. But God, we've got another absolute barn burner of a map here on Nambani. Both of these teams taking the payload, the distance, and I think that is going to be yet another draw for our 2 teams here this evening, despite the fact that it looked like one of our teams had a little bit more time to work with there at the end.
Exactly.
We had NeoTitan with about 40 seconds longer to work with there on Nambani. So I think we have had 3 maps in a row now go down to the wire with both teams kind of completing all the way through. And, even our first map went 99 to 99 there and on the 3 points of Ilya. So this has been a really back and forth series with both teams showing some really impressive play. But now we're going to head to our final map this evening.
Oh, yeah.
And once again, we Mood teased it a little bit earlier. We're going to be headed to Hollywood.
Now, I don't like how you bring it because you said it's a tease. And if we're talking about big plays, I mean, there's the teams and then there's the casters, right? And that was a 2000 IQ prediction that we were going to go into Hollywood.
Oh, absolutely.
It was just a delayed prediction,
Yeah, that's the thing about predictions. They're not always, you can't do it 100% accurate. But sometimes you'll eventually be right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe next Scrim they would have played Hollywood. It's a great prediction.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you,
And,
myself.
no, it's gonna come true here tonight. As we make our way onto yet another hybrid assault escort map. It's much like Nimbani, one of the classic maps of Overwatch, where we're gonna see some very interesting compositions. I think once again, it's a map where different sections are gonna be are gonna favor different styles of play. So I definitely think that right now, given what we have seen so far, I would probably have to lean towards NeoTitan, given the way that they have, excelled when playing the Reinhardt and Zarya compositions. That I think will definitely be very powerful, especially on the first and third points here on Hollywood.
Oh yeah. I mean, also the second point, you talked about that duality of Hollywood, of how it favors different compositions in certain areas, and it's especially that second point where running dive is very, it's so good. You get rewarded so much due to the fact of the verticality of the map and how easy it is to exploit for a dive line to easily get on the top of your own, not the back line, the front line, to get on top of the opposing back line. You can
Okay,
just
and
explode safely.
before I get my hopes up too much, we've only got 30 seconds left before this match starts, and for the time being, Captain Wreck is on the Reaper. This is a hero I have not seen in a long time being played in Overwatch, at least very significantly. There are some niche points where you can make it work, but this is not traditionally a Reaper point. But we'll see what Captain Wreck is going to be able to do with it. The Brigitte coming out from Cinnamon Bot and the Slamulence in general for IlluZion might be enough to shut that down, but he's on a weird flank right now.
Oh yeah, and we talked about earlier on where Captain Wreck, his favorite hero was Reaper, and it might come true to kill Party Boy's Hanzo right now. The Reaper is on the hunt, and he's hungering for blood. He's looking to get some more, but Brigitte finally is a very tough opponent to take out with her own sort of sustain by dealing damage. Though, you know what? Captain Wreck has been successful so far, and he's been reaping all right.
Yeah, and now he is in a little bit of trouble being chased down by Strafology here. Gonna have to retreat back to the safety of his team. Not gonna be able to get another flank off here this time. Now that the element of surprise is gone, we'll see if IlluZion are able to make a little bit of progress moving forward. Hopefully they won't get taken down as they try to make their way through this choke point. But the Reaper going again, once again, gets the assassination on the Zuma-Roomba.
You know what? He's just going in, getting one, and then that's enough. Oh, once again, getting one, looking for more this time. And with the follow-up Dragon Strike, it's only right to keep going. And this fight, it's over before you can even see it.
Yeah, and right now, Captain Wreck is showing us why the Reaper is one of his favorite heroes. He's making this work right now. He's almost up to a Death Blossom, and so many other ultimates are up on the side of NeoTitan Gaming. They haven't had to use anything whatsoever as they make their waypoint, and still no one has checked for this flank once again.
Oh, Captain Wreck once again. This time finally gets focused with the crowd control, and the damages does go down. However, too little too late. Already a Reinhardt Earthshatter coming through. Captain Rex get resurrected, and the hope is gone. The Reaper's back. Life is only futile.
Yeah, and now there are still a ton of ultimates to work with on the side of NeoTitan Gaming, this Death Blossom among them. And so far, IlluZion just not having an answer for this Reaper to start things out, but now they're gonna have the Dragon Strike, Graviton Surge combo, but this Death Blossom could shut it down before it even begins.
I mean, it does beautifully get countered by Cinnamon Bun, despite the projected bubble coming through from Hisuya. I mean, not Hisuya, sorry. Yeah, he's Suya. However, the Graviton Surge will group them up, and that'll be a short and sweet cleanup. If the Reaper Dead Blossom did not work, it's the Graviton Surge.
Yeah, you know, I mean but now the ultimate economy is definitely in favor of Illusion as they make their way back in. They're gonna have the Graviton Surge and the Dragon Strike. Once again, they had it going into last fight. Now they've got free reign to throw that in. WizKid's got the Transcendence, but if they can get enough extra damage on top of the Dragon Strike, then they can make their way forward. And they're gonna get both tanks in that to start things off.
The damage boosted Hanzo gets taken out, meaning he can no longer be damage boosted. It's up to Captain Wreck to just blow up anybody who are trying to kill his team. But despite the fact that he killed the damage boosted Hanzo, it's not enough. He needs to pull some more weight, but his team is there to help. WizKid in the back, placing the Discord bombs on prime targets and shooting them down himself. Captain Wreck being able to sustain himself so much, and with the, just the regular healing orb onto the Zarya, he's able to stay alive and group finally everybody up with the Captain Wreck. Just Dead Blossom, this is it. This is a full hold with only 1 tick and a bit more.
That is an absolutely phenomenal individual play coming out from Hisuya there at the very end. Constantly staying alive, constantly at high charge, dealing the damage, and ultimately staying alive long enough to build up to yet another Graviton Surge to close things out. He knew that the ultimates, or the support ultimates on the side of Illusion had already been used. There was no Coalescence, there was no Transcendence to block any of the damage coming into the members in that Graviton Surge, and the cleanup was there for NeoTitan as they re-engage onto the point. They give up just 1 tick and a little bit more, but now they have given themselves a fantastic opportunity to take Hollywood, our final map of this series.
Oh yeah, and in fact, you got to see that once again with the beautiful replay coming out from Moirai. Thank you once again for those. You had the healing coming out from WizKid, but overall the strafing, the aim, the smart placement, with everything coming through, it's just the setup before coming into that replay itself, being able to get high charge and staying high charge. It was just, overall good Zarya play. You can't say more than that. You can't say it's not.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think at times like that, it can be very easy to lose track of important things like your ult charge and just kind of throw a body onto the point when you think that your team is starting to lose out. But Hisuya does a great job of kind of recognizing the win condition there for his team, able to build up to that crucial ultimate, and that is the difference maker as now Illusion have an incredibly difficult task ahead of them. They've got to full hold this, and they're going to opt for the pulled port composition once again, going for the recent Roadhog tank line. We'll see if that's going to be enough, as Captain Wreck once again going for this Reaper that worked wonders on their defense.
He is going to have a harder time on this offensive task, as it's harder to just loop around and get a couple of picks, looking to build into that ultimate. Oh,
he is being very sneaky right
yeah.
now.
He's able to relocate, but not too sneaky, as he does yell every time Reaper does use that ability. He's like, "The Reaper is coming." Could you not? But no, he does. He yells it every time, and that's gonna cost him his life.
Yeah, and he tries to get into the cafe there, but it is going to be Party Boy who shuts him down. And now, NeoTitan just having to regroup here, but I think ultimately this is going to be fine for them. They've got 3 minutes now to work with, and I think the ultimate win condition for them is just going to be building up to these big ultimates. They've already got the Earth Shatter, as well as the Dragon Strike. The Valkyrie is almost online as well, so they definitely have a good opportunity here.
And now Captain Wreck switched off from Carthage coming through with the Hanzo arrows, able to take out not one tank, but also to deal a lot of damage in the process. However, Red X is able to put everybody off the point despite being in that Graviton Surge. though Captain Rex is able to just get a free goal like it was a range at that Graviton Surge.
Yeah,
This
and
Cap-
in that fight, once Jerry goes down for IlluZion, once that main tank is out of the fight, it was pretty much over at that point. And then the huge Earthshatter coming out from the side of NeoTitan Gaming knocks down both supports, including the Mercy from Valkyrie, who was in, or the Mercy from Strafology, who was in Valkyrie at the time. That was a huge play coming out from ETB to close things out there for NeoTitan. But the big story on Hollywood is definitely that full hold on the first point.
Oh yeah, I mean, I did not expect a full hold on Hollywood, let alone one that was that convincing with a Reaper on the defensive side. I mean, that was very surprising.
And it was surprising to us, and I definitely think to an extent it was certainly surprising for IlluZion, as they had absolutely no answer for that. I think, in part they've gotten used to playing a very straightforward style of Overwatch, one where you don't have those flanking Reapers constantly trying to come in from behind and get one quick pick, and they just didn't quite react quickly enough to that pocket strategy coming out from Captain Recht, and he definitely showed us why the Reaper is his preferred hero. He made it work there on Hollywood.
Now, despite that great individual performance, shout out to both teams for working together very well. So thank you, NeoTitan Gaming and IlluZion, for coming to this Broadcast.gg Scrim Nights and entertaining not only us commentators, but also you viewers who make this, just first of all, streaming experience fun, but also practice experience, as we are a community of commentators, producers, and hosts that are looking to just get better and improve. We're also a very tightly knit community. So we play video games together and everything. If you're looking to join us, you should. If you're looking to improve or just have some fun, looking for some friends, go to our Discord, go to our Twitter, and look us up to say, hey, I'm new. And instantly you'll be just welcomed by everybody. So talk to you guys later. And I've been Moo. And with me tonight is Shy Guy. Anything to add for tonight?
No, just I think you just about covered it. Shouts out to both our teams here this evening for giving us the opportunity to cast them. And then one final shout out to our producer, Moirai, who has been bringing you all the action and, really makes all of this possible for us as casters. We always love to shout out the people doing all the real work behind the scenes. So I think that just about covers us here this evening. This has been another Broadcast.gg Scrim Night. Good night, and thank you for joining us.